Day number 6, we are going to be going over order blocks. Okay, what are order blocks? How do we use them? This is basically a similar concept to how you would use for value gaps. Okay, let's get it. So, order blocks. Order blocks are, let's draw this out to make this easier. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. Order blocks are the candle before a big move. Phew, God bless me. Order blocks are pretty much what's formed between a candle or on a candle before a big move. It is where orders are filled, hence order blocks. Typically, they are at a high or low, such as this. Okay, we had this huge move up, and let's say we're in a bullish trend. The last bearish candle is the order block. Okay, so let's say we have a bearish candle and then we have bullish, bullish, bullish. This bearish candle would be the order block. As you can see, when price taps in, it almost acts as a support zone. Okay, and this is where you would want to enter. Order blocks aren't always the best because you can get liquidity swept, okay? So you definitely want to pair it with something else, such as an SMT, okay? Same thing goes with here. Let's say we have our order block right here, and let's just say price respected it, okay? Price respects the order block and heads lower. Pretty simple. How do we see this on a chart? Great. This price action is amazing. I'm being sarcastic for those of you that are beginners. Um, anyways, let's take for example. Wow. Okay. I see how it is. Let's take for example, like right here. Okay. This right here, although it's not a lowest of the lows, this is where orders were filled before the move up, right? And it's bearish, okay? It's bearish. It's the move before we head higher. It's the candle before all these bullish candles. And this is where orders were filled and we tend to go higher. As you can see, price came in. We tapped the order block as well as a fair value gap in here and we head higher, okay? I don't typically like to use this as, a confluence and whatnot, but I know many people that use it. Okay, let's see. Let's go on the 5 minute. This 15 minutes not it. All right. Wow. So it's hard picking out these order blocks because there's a lot that are just being disrespected because of this chop. So great. Here's another example. So we have our lowest of the low and we have a bearish candle right before the move. Okay, so this is where orders were filled and then we have a higher move up. This would be our order block or point of interest. And we can see price came back, tapped in, acted as a support. We get our inverse. You could have entered right here, targeting the buy side liquidity or the other draw of liquidity, and you would have hit full TP. Great. Here's another one. Okay, here we have this bullish candle now right before the move of the downward trend. So this is where orders were filled, and if you drag it along, you can see price respected it many times before it gets taken. Okay, so you can see here price came up, and as you guys remembered, wicks do the damage, body tells the story. So because the bodies did not go past or close above this order block, just like a fair value gap, this is being respected and still works. Okay, we get this wick, we see a nice rejection, and then we could have entered right here off this order block heading lower. Great. Now, what makes an order block higher probability than others? You want to be able to pair an order block with a fair value gap. What does this look like? Well, with this price action, it's going to be hard to find. Let's take a look. Scanning. Perfect. Okay, great. No, not great. Wow. Nope. Well, while we're here, this is a great example actually to touch upon. We have a order block right here that gets created with this downtrend, but then we see right here there's a fair value gap that is touching the order block, right? Great. That's a confluence that we know. Now, when a fair value gap is paired with an order block, that's kind of like two-factor authentication. Like it's two confluences that support each other, which is why if you did take this fair value gap, you didn't really need a break of structure. You didn't need a liquidity sweep or anything like that. This was a super high probable trade because we have a fair value gap and we have a point of interest or order block right here. And as you can see, price tapped in and immediately rejected off. Okay. So when a fair value gap and an order block is paired together, beautiful. Okay. You want price to come in and respect that. All right. Since I can't seem to find any examples with order blocks and fair value gaps together, let's take a look at this one. This right here is an order block because it is at a low, right? And it's the bearish candle before an uptrend move. So if we were to drag it across, you can see that this right here is a point of interest because this is where buyers came in, stepped in, and bought higher. So buyers like this area. Okay, so buyers like this area. We can see here when price comes back, orders gets filled, and we go higher. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, what happens when a order block gets disrespected? Okay, let's say right here, we have this order block right here, and we can see that this is an order block because it's a bullish candle before a bearish move. Price comes up. We see we get a little rejection right here, but then price continues higher. Now, once you see price continues higher and we can see this body closes above the order block no longer works. Just like how a fair value gap, when a body closes, the fair value gap doesn't work. But a fair value gap becomes an inverse fair value gap. An order block becomes what's called a breaker block. So when a breaker block forms, it is basically the same thing as an inverse. It gets inverse, and we can see here, if you longed right here off of the disrespect becomes breaker block, we tap in and we go higher. Nice. Nice. Oh, right here, finally, is a great example. We have an order block right here, bearish candle before a bullish move. And we also have a fair value gap. Wow. That is connected. Okay. Now we can see here, price came in, tapped the fair value gap, went higher. Great, because fair value gap super strong next to order block. Now we see price rallies, we take out sell side liquidity. Right here, we come down and we see right here that price wicked in to the point of interest or order block and respects it because this order block is also super strong because it's paired with the fair value gap. 2FA, right? It's like double on double, okay? So we get right here, we get a little sweep as well, liquidity sweep right here. Bang, beautiful. And we just rally and rally and rally. This right here could have been a minor order block as well because this is the bullish before a bearish movement. Becomes a breaker block because price disrespected, price taps in, heads higher. Hope you guys are getting this. I'll do one more example. Right here, we have a bearish candle before a bullish move. It always has to be right before a bullish candle. Drag it across, and oh my goodness, no way. It's paired with the fair value gap, okay? Bang on bang, okay? Great. So we see here, Price respects its fair value gap and heads higher, comes down, price respects, goes higher, then price comes down and fully takes out liquidity sweep, and it takes out the pretty much all the order block, which means that price came in and got all of the orders, and then we were able to head higher, and which is why we ended up so much higher. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got in this video. Here's another one I just spotted. Right here, we have this bullish candle before bearish move. We want to drag it across, and it's paired with a fair value gap. And we see here, price task fair value gap comes in, and then price task fair value gap, it almost touches the breaker block or order block, and then heads lower. Nice. So you can definitely use that as a confluence if that's something that you like to use. That's not part of my strategy, but that's something you could use. Here's another. You can spot it right here. Bullish before bearish. Price taps in. Pair with the fair value gap. Lower. Nice. I'll see you in the next video. Next video will be super interesting, so definitely check that out.